Wow, Moema, what a game. 26 carries, 255, and 4 touchdowns, huh? I mean, you don't see many stat lines like that anywhere. College football, pro football, Canadian Football League, you just don't. Aztecs win 42-28 over the weekend. They are the Mountain West Conference co-champions. They will share that honor with Fresno State and with Boise State. We go out to the Western Exterminator Hotline, and joining us right now on San Diego Sports Leader XX1090 is the head coach of the Aztecs. He is Rocky Long. Coach, good to talk to you. This is Darren Smith. Congratulations.
Thanks, Darren. It's a pleasure to be on.
Well, I appreciate it as well. Congratulations. Give us an idea what it's like inside the program today. Not only do you guys get to celebrate the fact on a holiday weekend that you win the Mountain West Conference Championship, that you split the title there, but you also announced earlier today that you're going to the Poinsettia Bowl.
Well, things are pretty exciting around here. I mean, since about the Reno game, our team has really thought they had a chance to win the conference championship, and they went about it the right way. And now I was a little nervous the way we played in the first half against Wyoming, but they came out and played the regular game in the second half, and we won it. And so the trip home was fun, and everybody's excited. And then I truly believe our team wanted to stay here to play in the bowl game so that our fans can watch us play one more time. And so that's worked out, too. So things are really good this last week or so.
Well, Rocky, if I'm being honest about this, when people asked about the expectations for this season, I had said, listen, if this team can figure out a way to go 6-6, they're replacing a quarterback who had so many records for the program. They're replacing a running back who just got drafted in the third round, offensive lineman, pretty important defensive player. If they can figure out a way to go 6-6, maybe get back into a bowl game, I'd say that's a pretty good season. Clearly, they exceeded my expectations. What about yours?
Well, I thought going into the year that we were going to be in a bowl game. That was my expectation level, and I didn't know. I knew we were going to be pretty good. I didn't know when we were going to round into shape because we were so young at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And I thought the offensive line matured pretty quick, and about halfway through the season, the defensive line matured, and we won a couple games I'm not sure that we thought we were going to win, and after that we started believing we could win, and confidence is an amazing thing, and momentum is an amazing thing. Right now we're a pretty darn good football team.
When do you think it changed? I mean, when do you think, like you said, you got that confidence, you got that level of experience that allowed this to happen?
I think at Nevada when we lost our starting quarterback and Adam Dingwell came in as the backup, and we kept ourselves in the game and got us to overtime, and then we played better than they did in overtime, and we won that game. And I think from that moment on, I think our kids believed they could win it all.
Who on the team would you identify as the guys who the other players look up to? I mean, you can, as a head coach, you can only do so much. You have to get some leadership from inside the locker room. Who are the guys who you'd point to say, these are the guys inside the locker room who really led our team?
Well, we base everything we do off of our senior class, and I thought the senior class, and there's not very many of them. I think there's only 13 of them in this senior class. They're the ones that set the tone, and obviously they're the ones that believed that we could win. And, I mean, you just look at some of the seniors that are leaving. We got 2 offensive linemen that have started every game since they've been there, Alec Johnson, Nick Embernati. They kind of set the stage on the offensive side of the ball, but you got a guy like Walter Casey that is as tough as any football player on our team. And then Leon McFadden on defense and Rob Andrews at linebacker. Those guys kind of set the tone and done a great job of leading this year.
We're talking with Rocky Long, head coach at San Diego State. San Diego State, earlier today, the Poinsettia Bowl announces it's going to be San Diego State. It's going to be BYU. How do you like that matchup there, Coach?
Well, I like the matchup because I think it'll bring a big crowd. I think that being at home allows our fans to come watch us play, and then BYU, in my experience, always brings a big crowd with them. So it'll be a high-energy game. I think both teams are built the same way. In fact, Bronco Mendenhall and I are good friends. We've coached together at many places, and I think we built the teams the same way. Both teams want to be tough guys. They want to run the ball. They want to play good defense, and there'll be a lot of people flying around, a lot of big-time hits in this game.
I'm glad you brought that up because you are coaching a style of football that I don't want to say it's becoming passé, that it's being outdated, but you coach clearly, based on your own statistics, defense, running the football. You look around the landscape of the sport, Notre Dame this year, very successful. Alabama, Georgia, Stanford. This was pointed out today on a Sports Illustrated column. It seems like so many people want to change things up and go to spread offenses and such. What is it about that style? It seems like it's made a comeback this year in college football.
Well, I think, first of all, you can be more consistent. I think that you can be more consistent on defense and offense if you're able to run the ball and control the ball and play pretty good defense. I think the spread teams of the world, I think they're fun to watch. I think they're exciting. I think it's flashy. I think, everybody's running up and down the field and there's a lot of points scored. But I think a lot of football fans kind of like it the way it used to be, where actually the tough guy has a chance to win.
Like having a fullback, which is what you guys have, which stands out when you watch your guys' team play. It's not every team. There are teams right now in college football, a lot of them, which don't even have a fullback. Yet you guys do, and he's a pretty productive player.
He's a great player.
Yeah, I love watching him play.
Yeah, Chad Young, he's a great player, but you're right. Very few teams have a fullback anymore, so you look for one of those guys that maybe is a little too short to be a linebacker but still weighs 235 pounds and likes to run into someone. There's a lot of guys out there like that, so we kind of get a good pick of them.
I like that. We're talking with Rocky Long at San Diego Sports Leader XX1090, and obviously, I talked about the expectations off the top, Rock. I would throw your quarterback situation into that. If you were to say that this team would go 9-3 and be co-champs of the Mountain West Conference, you'd say, well, wow, they must have gotten an incredible year out of Cats. Could you tell us a little bit from behind the scenes what Dingwell has meant to this team? Not only just the way he's played, but the way he prepared, the way he dealt with being the backup and then stepping in when the opportunity came up.
Well, I think Ryan Katz had a great year, but those guys competed all the way through spring practice. We didn't name Ryan as the starting quarterback until about a week into training camp. So Adam Dingwell is a great competitor, and he competed all the way, and then he's a real team guy because when he didn't become the starting quarterback, he did a good job of backing up and preparing just like a starter does, obviously, or he wouldn't have played as good as he did in Nevada when he had to come in as the starter, take over for the starter. And since that time, they're different styles, but they both run well with the ball. They both have good arms. Adam Dingwell is a great leader out there. I mean, he's a tough guy. He likes to run over you, even though we try to keep him from doing that very often. And he does a great job, and he's undefeated as a starting quarterback. I think that's how quarterbacks are judged, on how many times they win and lose.
How about for yourself, Rocky? What has this opportunity for you meant? And I remember when you got the job, you can go back and the wonderful world of the internet can provide us with all sorts of wonderful quotes which never go away. But it seemed like at the end of the run at New Mexico, it seemed like you had thought that maybe the head coaching stuff had passed you by a little bit. What has San Diego State meant for you just in terms of your career?
Well, I think it was right at that moment in my career, and then the opportunity arose here, and it was more about the players in the program than it was about me. I saw players make tremendous strides in the first 2 years that Brady was here. I mean, they weren't even the same kids. Their attitude toward the game and their want to had changed dramatically, and it looked like a sad deal to me if they were going to have to learn a new philosophy and get on with a new coach and have to do it all over again after they'd made such great progress. So it was more than the opportunity for me. I looked at those guys and thought that the best thing to do was keep things the same, and Brady and I have the same philosophy how the program's supposed to be run, so it was for the kids to have a chance to be successful. And now, obviously, this year it's been a lot of fun being around them because they're good guys and they try hard and they play hard and we're pretty tough. And as a football coach, it's fun to be around a group like that.
So it's not like you thought at the time, well, that's it, or I'm going to go out and I'm going to find another head coaching job. It was about continuing to build what you guys had started here when you first came on as an assistant.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great time as an assistant coach here, and the progress the players made was unbelievable, and then I just couldn't see running off and letting someone come in and change things when the players had a chance to be pretty good at what they were doing, and they deserved to be.
Well, wow, I had never heard that before. Rocky, congratulations. Thank you very much. I know we had some fun earlier this year about whether or not you guys would prefer to go to Las Vegas or whether you'd prefer to stay locally. It sounds like in no uncertain terms you prefer to stay here locally and play in the Poinsettia Bowl.
Yeah, we do, and we're excited about it, too.
Well, good for you guys. Congratulations. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Darren.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Rocky Long is head coach of the Aztec football program, and it was announced earlier today, December 20th. You can officially go out, get your tickets, Poinsettia Bowl, San Diego State, and BYU. I'd never heard it that way. At the time, when Brady's leaving, you're going, man, they're not even going to conduct a search here? You never thought about that from that angle. That's enlightening for me. That Rocky Long said, listen, I liked what we were building here. I didn't want to see it go away and have a new bunch of guys come in here and just completely tear down everything that Brady had done. So I did that for the guys inside the locker room. I'd never heard it expressed that way before. 3:45, thanks to Rocky Long. We'll be back. San Diego Sports Leader, XX 1090.